The scene is set in the Odyssey Theater. Once again in Bill's office, he sits with the Nosferatu whip, and Alexander Crown stands in the back observing us for security. They are here this evening to talk about the information that Williams needs to pass on to others. The scene begins.
Uh,
Ah, welcome. It's good to see you there, Mr. Thaddeus.
yes, these are interesting times, and things are moving rather quickly as of lately.
They are, and I thank you for stepping in outside with me to continue our conversation up to this point. I do need a little extra help for you, the only Nosferatu I was able to find. I would like you to please, if you would, pass on the word about me having to hand out important information from the prince. If you could do this for me, I would be most graciously in your debt.
By all means, I believe I already know the locations of several nearby kindred. I can do this efficiently for you. If you want, I could also take some of those writs and have Sogi deliver them throughout the city for you. Or would you prefer a more personal approach?
I appreciate that as much as I do, but it was given to me directly to handle this business, and that I will do. No offense against you or anything in your clan. I'm just doing what I'm told.
By all means, if it's been put down to your responsibility to do it personally, I'll make sure that people will come to this office and collect these writs from you personally.
I thank you very much.
Excellent. I must be off then. There's going to be a lot of work to do this evening. I trust there was one from every clan?
Every one of them, except for the Anarchs.
Very well. I believe you will be receiving visitors shortly. Until we meet again, Mr. Williams.
I hope so. I bid you a good evening.
Good evening. And with that, Thaddeus Williams will leave through the door and exit the casino and disappear through the shadows, checking on his various devices to locate the nearby kindred and ensure the word is passed throughout the city.
Oh, Mr. Crown, I have yet to see you in quite some time. It's good to see you back. How are things?
Things are agreeable. Thomas? No, you still going by Thomas?
Oh, God, no, please, don't insult me in such a way. No, it's Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams. Oh, well, it's nice to see you back in a little more refined taste, Mr. Williams.
I have had to get through my angst a little bit. It's been some time. Well, it's been quite a few rough, interesting with the Elysium and whatnot, don't you think?
It raised an eyebrow for me, sir.
I am sure. Make sure we tighten up the security and everything else. I don't want targets painted on my back. That's the last thing I need now.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen or heard from Flag?
I believe I saw him leaving the casino last night. I cannot remember exactly what he's been up to, being that I have had to double, even triple the security here ever since the past few nights of Elysium have taken place. Of course, the attempt on the prince, and then, of course, the events involving the Tremere and several other incidences that have made my job extremely difficult. Amping up security, doing extra checks at the door to the casino, making sure I have constant eyes on the casino floor. It's.
I understand. Well, we've got all that stuff in place, and we're good to go. I guess now all we need to do is sit back and wait for the news to be passed, don't you think?
Yes. Waiting is not one of my strong suits, but
Yes. Couple
what
of
else
minutes.
can we do?
About a half an hour to 15 minutes later, while they sit there and talk and catch up on old times, the first person enters into Williams's office.
Guten Abend, mein Freunde.
Ah, Mr. Von Grant, how are you this evening?
I am slightly out of breath. I received an urgent message from Herr Morgan and practically had to run most of the way here. The traffic was abysmal.
You must have one hell of a humanity if you can actually get caught off your breath.
What is it you required of me, mein Herr?
I have in my hands a very important writ from the prince himself, sealed to me, and one intend to be delivered to each of the following, and the people and harpies within their clan. I will read you mine, and then I will pass upon you yours to continue what needs to happen.
Of course.
I, Abraham Wolf, hereby call a blood hunt on Seraphis Shaw for his crimes against the Camarilla, for his crimes against the destruction of another kindred. I hereby also authorize diablerie rights, if necessary, for those that bring him to me staked. And well, I will grant them services and be rewards to any of those that do this. In the name of the prince, I thank you, and good hunting.
Excellent. We will have the ne'er-do-well before the week is out.
Excellent. There's your copy.
Also, before I depart out into the night, I was speaking with members of Clan Gangrel yesterday in regards to your daughter, who I to understand has still not reappeared.
Yes, I have not heard yet from my lovely Patricia.
They have said that if you furnish them with a piece of clothing, they will happily track her throughout the city, and no doubt she will be found in good health, yeah?
Yes. Let me give me a minute here. I think she left one of her bags when she came back to the city. Oh, sure enough, she did. Here's her bag.
I will
She
see
should
that
have.
it is transmitted safely to the Gangrel, mein Herr.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
The
And
prince's
please,
will
if
be
anybody else
done.
has any questions upon the prince's word and whatnot, come and see me. Just remember that Charles is to be staked and unharmed and brought to the prince.
The prince's will be done for the Camarilla.
This is going to be more of a situation right now than the Anarchs and what they are. So this is what we should focus on first. Would you agree, Hoppy?
Of course, I will spread the word.
Excellent.
Good night.
Thank you for stopping by, and good evening.
Artemis strides out of the room.
You know, it's been one of those nights. I do enjoy his company sometimes. I do. Another 15 to 20 minutes later, another person walks into Bill's office looking to speak with him.
Hello, hello, good evening, good sir. Mr. Williams, is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's Mr. Williams.
Yes, indeed. I am Leo Zimmer. I am acting Toreador Primogen in Miss Remington's absence. I do not believe I have had the pleasure of meeting you.
Well, I have not met you yet either. It is very nice to meet you.
I will say I have not had the opportunity to meet many Ventrue in my time in the city thus far, and that is much to my regret. But I would assume that being of Clan Ventrue, you have called me here for business in lieu of pleasure, yeah?
Yes, very, very much so, and I believe our clans have had very good conversations, and we have a lot of good things in the works.
Well, not wanting to waste any more of your very valuable time, mein Herr, let us get down to business then. And he takes
Yes,
the
we
seat.
shall. In my hand, I have for your clan, I have a sealed writ by the prince himself. And then I will continue, I will open up mine, and I will read you what it is sealed inside for yours. I, Abraham Wolf, hereby declare that the kindred known as Seraphim Shaw shall have a blood hunt posted on his head for crimes against the Camarilla and for crimes against the destruction of another kindred. He is to be staked and brought to me without harm. Any of those who are found harboring him or hiding him will bring down the full wrath of myself and my loyalists. And any of those who finish this job to me to my satisfaction will be allowed to have great reward. Here is your copy.
Mr. Zimmer takes his copy, examines the seal upon it. The Tremere are not going to be happy about this.
No, they will not. But they decided to make the bed, and so they shall sleep in it.
Quite agree, quite agree. Well, we cannot allow such rampant anarchy to go unchecked. Well, certainly is news to go off of. Well, I shall take this and disseminate it amongst my clan, which, as luck would have it, I am overdue for a meeting with them. So I will, not wishing to waste any of your time to begin with, I will skip all formalities and what have you, and merely bid you adieu, Mr. Williams. Thank you very much for the news, and I hope that we will have more time for a more pleasant conversation later.
Oh, I do as well. I bid you a good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Well, he's a fine gentleman, wasn't he, Mr. Crown?
Yes, I've actually met Mr. Zimmer before.
Oh, well, this is the first time for me. I found him very exciting.
Yes, a very agreeable gentleman.
Excellent. Well, another 15 to 20 minutes pass again with them reminiscing and gabbing, and another person shows up into his office.
Hoster shows up, the sight of fear in his eyes. He's a little wide-eyed as he steps forward, and seeing that there's no armed guard, he kind of relaxes a bit as he slowly moves forward, supported by his cane. I was summoned. My name is Hoster Marat of the Ravnos.
Oh, of Clan Ravnos, Mr. Crown, please make sure you have your staking gun handy. I might get an extra more points for this man.
Please.
Trust me, sir. If you start nothing here, there will be no problem.
Yes, and this is true. As the
that
prince
is-
told me later this evening, I run one hell of Elysium. Huh.
Yeah, so please, sir, sit at ease.
Yes,
I will
please.
be certain not to pocket any of these wonderful trinkets.
Well, I have called you here for that. I have been given a special task from our prince, and it is one that I think even the independent clans can benefit quite a lot if they decide to do this. Tell me, are you a person of merit or importance within your clan?
Within our clan, everyone is at the same level. We share information equally.
So that you will share this information with them and make sure that this gets to them alone and not just yourself.
Yes, quite speedily, in fact, by tomorrow.
Because I would hate to have this information go to not your own clan, because then Mr. Crown might have a reason to chop somebody else's fingers off.
Oh, please, I know very little kindred in this city. Besides my clan, perhaps I've spoken only to Lord Lysander of the Bruja.
I do wish to meet him, but I have yet to run across him. But anyway, to business. I will read you mine so you know what it is to be said. I, Abraham Wolf, have declared the kindred known as Seraphim Shawl to be blood hunted for crimes against the Camarilla and crimes against myself and the destruction of another kindred breaking traditions. He is to be staked and brought to me unharmed. He is to be found out. Anybody found harboring him will have to answer for their crimes against this and the Camarilla. To the independent clans, if they were to bring him to me, they would be able to have embracing rights, along with many other rewards.
A question. This Shaw fellow, who exactly is he?
He is the Tremere Whip. Have you heard that their primogen has recently been murdered?
I have heard whispers of the sort. And this is not a trick you're playing on the Ravnos to get us into trouble, is it?
Trust me, I know a very, very interesting Ravnos as it is, and he has been a great friend of mine.
Very good then. I will take the missive and distribute it. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Now, please, if you have any questions, bring it out to my attention, and let's find this person brought to justice in the name of our prince.
Yes. Thank you for extending your time to me.
For any clan, I'm open here in the Elysium of my building as long as they respect me and my building.
Hoster bows slightly to both gentlemen and makes his way out the door.
Good evening. Well, Mr. Crown, I think that went fairly well, don't you?
Yes, I do believe that went fairly well. A little too well.
I'm sure people really like the idea of being rewarded by the prince instead of punished.
That's true. With what happened during the Elysiums, I'm sure anyone's looking for a reason to make a quick buck.
That is just true. Shall we go out down to the casino floor now and see what is happening down there?
Yes, sir. I will.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, and at this time, both Thomas Williams and Alexander Crown leave his office and head down to the casino floor, discussing things that they have missed over the past